are racing against the clock. Our tour begins in 25 minutes and we have yet to get any food. We have to get something. If we're gonna walk around for 2 hours, unfortunately at this point in our life, we have to get something in our bellies. So even though I've gone ahead and ordered coffee and a croissant over there, Jessica's still like hoping for a waitress or a waiter or someone to show up and ask her if she wants bacon and eggs. Jess, you can sit here till like noontime. There's not gonna be any bacon and eggs. It's not happening. Let's get coffee, come on, we gotta go.
Go start without me, I'll be right over.
Okay.
I'm holding on.
All right, well, I may be doing this tour alone.
2 croissants and 1 cappuccino later, I'm still kind of hangry. I'm realizing I really shouldn't have skipped dinner last night, but I was tired. And they said 20 minutes to cook an egg. I said to her, you know what, I can go in the back and cook that baby in 2 minutes.
You know what I realized? This is not like a short order cook place. This is like, there's like an artistry here.
All right. Anything else, or is that? Yeah. So we joined the European Union. That's a big thing. Yeah. We joined NATO in 2004. Same year we joined EU. We get the euro as a currency in 2014. So I think one of the big things that we've done is, as a country, move, I would say, a little bit more towards Europe, at least ideologically, by joining the EU, joining NATO, getting the euro as a currency, and consequently, perhaps a little bit away from Russia. That'll be, generally speaking, the direction that we are going in.
So what we're learning right now is that the history of Riga is basically the history of Latvia. Is this whole region is because Latvia is like a new concept. It was like a region, but as a country, it did not really exist as a statehood, because it was always sort of part of a bigger region or as part of a taken over region or whatever the case may be. But Riga as a city was always a very opportune location because of its proximity to Russia, to Scandinavia, to the rest of Europe. It was like it had a coastal waterway. It had everything you'd want to have to be a center of commerce. And the Catholic Church knew this. So in the 1200s, essentially when this place was essentially just like the Baltics, and there was just people who believed in Norse gods and everything else, the Catholic Church that came in here and they said, would you like to join Christianity? And the people said, why? We already believe what we want to believe. And they said, okay. And then a few years later, the Catholic Church comes back with like crusaders. And they said, okay, either believe in Catholicism or perish. And of course everyone said, you know what, Catholic Church, you sound pretty good. So that being said, over time, this place flourished. It gained in notoriety. The Germans came in, they took over for a little while. They grew this place to, you know, a wealth of sort of trade. And then the Polish came and they took over. The Russians took over. And the Swedes came over. I mean, this place was never really an autonomous region in the slightest.
This is my version of a 360 camera. Am I doing a great job? So as I mentioned earlier, the architecture in Riga is absolutely stunning. And almost all of it is still intact from many years beforehand, except the area that I'm standing in right now. And this is the port for the marina area, and this was completely flattened during the war. And all these buildings that are surrounding me were rebuilt after the war. They may look old, but they're actually not that old compared to the rest of the city. Right behind us is part of the original wall around Riga.
Like the original city wall that protected it against invading crusaders.
Do you guys believe that? Can you tell the difference? It's not really. It was built in the 1990s. Just basically for tourists.
This was the real wall at once upon a time.
It was here, but this wasn't it.
So
these are new bricks.
This is like a reconstruction of the wall that was put in place once upon a time to keep bad people out.
So here's the reason. Here's the reason that they actually took down the wall. It was not because it was not invaders that took it down. It was actually locals, because they wanted to expand the city and build houses, and they had hit the wall and there was no further that they could go. As well as they also realized that this little itty bitty wall was not going to protect them against sophisticated military weapons that they have these days. So right. I totally fell for this. I thought it was the real deal. It looks real to me. I mean, I don't know how you tell the difference.
But yeah, if you think about it, sort of when we went to Warsaw, that whole old town was like reconstructed. And so if they reconstruct just a piece of a wall here to make you realize what Riga was once upon a time.
I'm gonna be honest though.
It's okay.
We've seen a lot of original city walls, and I think we should be able to tell the difference by now, shouldn't we?
No.
No.
No. No, we're not professionals.
I think that pretty much brings us to today. If you guys were listening, you should basically be experts in the history of Riga. You probably know more than about 99% of all the locals living here, so congratulations on that. All right, any questions on any of this?
You guys ready to go?
Let's go already.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you have? You're doing math? You're eating Latvian food?
Yeah.
Laurie, what are you eating? Latvian food and doing podcast. Good enough. Okay,
You're supposed to be doing math.
where are we going?
Estonia.
Why are we going?
Because we have to catch the flight.
Yeah.
You guys sound thrilled. Maybe we shouldn't go. No one seems
No.
excited.
This was our goal. We sat here and we sat in the car for days and days and days going, we're going to Estonia with, quite frankly, the whole thought and premise of the big flight, which is going to take us back to the United States. But now sort of Estonia has taken on this sort of magical, mystical idea of what our goal is. We've basically arrived, I don't know, about an hour ago, maybe 45 minutes ago. We've been driving up the coast. We envisioned a much more enjoyable drive. I mean, it's beautiful, the trees are nice, but I thought we'd have like the Baltic Sea at our fingertips right there. You can't see it. So we just pulled off right over here, and essentially we're gonna go and walk down over there. Avalon's going reluctantly. I'm sorry, she just doesn't appreciate what we're doing here. She does. She's being a 14-year-old. That's okay. Alan, how's it feel to be in the Baltic Sea? Did you ever think, ever a day in your lifetime, you'd be saying, well, the day I put my feet into the Baltic?
Sandbar. Not before I turned 10. Well, I turned 11. Before then, we didn't travel.
All right, so the real test, Avalon, is how cold the Baltic?
It's not too cold. It's okay once you get used to it.
It is nice, isn't it?
Okay.
Look at what we have, all this right here. So what do you say, Avalon, about our accomplishment? We made it.
I knew we were gonna make it.
All right. All right. Still nice.
I guess.
Okay.
It's nice. Yes, it's nice, Dad. But I'm sad it's over because I really, really liked all the driving time.
Don't worry. We could sit in the car and just pretend to drive.
Yes, but then you guys don't have to be in the front seat and leave the rest of the house to Largo and I.